Get ready. I mean, get ready, 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 ready.
It's time to motivate, inspire, transform. Head toward your future. Reach for the stars. Genesis of change begins from within. When you learn to lead, everyone wins. It's intentional leadership.
Welcome back, mentees, back to your Intentional Leadership broadcast. I am your host, Dr. Ross, and we have a phenomenal show for you today. We are powered by Bexar County Academy Public Charter School and Academy of Dallas Public Charter School. And we have one of our esteemed principals from the Bexar County Academy Public Charter School who served as network principal for both districts this past school year with us, Mr. Gregory Nelson. Welcome.
Thank you, Dr. Williams.
Glad to have you here. So this is going to be a very organic conversation, but we really want parents to get to know you. Okay. You know, and talk about your leadership style, and being that this is your first full year as principal, talk about your experience and some of the things that you're looking forward to in the near future as it relates to the schools. Okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. So first of all, tell us a little bit about yourself, your experience at Bexar County Academy, but also just your experience and anything that you'd like to share with the audience.
I came from a background of education. I started off in computer science at Southern University, but then I went into education because I realized that was my calling. I worked with, came from a background with the early childhood, with the No Child Left Behind Act, with the Head Start program. I worked there in Louisiana for about 8 years under the Head Start program. Then I transitioned to Texas, San Antonio, continuing to get my degree. I came on board at Bexar County Academy in 2005 as a new father, new husband, and I was the first coach there. Okay. So I was the PE coach there, and I taught PE for about a year and a half. Then I transitioned to kindergarten, first grade. I taught every grade level there. And I've been there for 17 years, and God has blessed me to gain the experience and knowledge from different teachers there, different principals, and past leaders there. That he put me in this position from a counselor to a principal, to a network principal. Currently about to finish my doctorate degree this year. And I look forward to, my strategy is just to make sure that all students are successful, to look at the overall picture of education with students. What can we do different to help students achieve their goals? If I can do it, they can do it.
Wow. You know, it's wonderful. And as the superintendent and being what I consider your mentor and you're my mentee, it's wonderful to see and know the growth that I've seen happen over a year and a half. Because in actuality, you've had the position of principal for over a year and a half, but this has been your first full year as principal. And I know it's come with some joys. And it's come with some challenges as well. And we're going to talk about those because this is a part of our professional growth and development. And this podcast is going to assist other leaders in developing their skills as a part of that practice. I'm going to ask you a question. What do you define leadership as?
To me, leadership is being able to guide those others who are trying to get to that level. Being that role model to them, being that ear to listen, to give a positive advice, especially in the field of education, to the new teachers who are aspiring to be the next principal, to be the next superintendent, to be that model so they can see, and to be on the battleground with them, to be there, to be touchable, and to be a voice of reason for them.
Absolutely. I think a sounding board is always important, to be a listening ear, you know, for those individuals that you work with or supervise. I think that's very important. What do you think intentional leadership means?
To me, intentional leadership means to make sure that you have the right people in the right places, strategize, be intentional in what you're doing. Like you have said so many times to me, be intentional on your decisions. Stick to your decision. Make sure you're making the right decisions that's going to best fit the community And it's all about making sure that for Bexar County, I was network principal for both campuses, to make sure that we're unified, that we follow the same vision, that additional goal, to set the bar for that. So teachers could buy and parents could buy, and they could see that, oh, this is what we're doing here at Bexar County Academy and the Academy of Dallas under Dr. Williams and the principal's leadership. So we, as a leader, I had to be intentional on what strategy we're going to use. How are we going to get these goals accomplished? And how are we going to make sure that our students and the community and parents, they're involved in all this? They need to know what intentional is. They need to know how to be intentional within the campus. Leaders, the new leaders, our students, are the future. So they have to learn from us.
I think you brought up a great point about modeling the expectation, not only specifically for those individuals or the adults in the building, but also modeling the expectation for those scholars that we serve as well, because they actually look up to us and our reactions to situations and how we carry ourselves, how we dress, how we talk. So we have to not only model for the adults in the building, but also those students we actually serve. So you, as a principal and network principal for both districts, the Academy of Dallas, as well as Bexar County Academy, talk to me specifically about why parents should enroll their students at those schools.
Bexar County and Academy, that's a entrepreneurship school. We offer different varieties of new techniques and technologies coming up. One of them is Alamo Arts Academy. This is one of the things we teach in children. The children are able to get online and learn about graphic design, about engineering, about broadcasting, and how to be a photography, and learning how to use a camera, be behind the scenes. And they got to experience that on the trip to Dallas, from Dallas to Louisiana, and from San Antonio to San Pedro Island, where the children was so engaged in learning how does the photography part of it work? How can I download this? What can I do next? So seeing that engagement is spark. It's like a spark was lit off in both of them. And I was unfortunate to go to the Dallas one, but I did see the video and how they were so engaged, how they asked questions, how they participated. And that's what it's all about. Open the minds of children who may have never went somewhere else to Louisiana, never been on a farm, somebody who never been to the islands. They got to see this and experience this as well. And it was a great joy for me and my staff to experience this.
I think that was one of the most impactful things for me as a superintendent for both districts, being able to see those students take what they've learned through the Alamo Arts Academy and the program, the online program, with those teachers online, and then actually having those practicum experiences in Natchitoches, Louisiana, and in South Padre Island, whereas they were able to utilize that equipment. And to see the faces of those students when they initially received the equipment, they were afraid to even hold a camera. And at the end of it, they were taking pictures and they were in charge of everything. And to be able to go in the edit booth and make the edits to the film production and so forth, it is learning by doing.
Exactly.
And that is something that at both districts that I am proud to say that we have embedded that within our curriculum to make sure that students are having those practical experiences. Not only are they getting textbook knowledge or online knowledge, they're able to apply it to everyday life, and they can take what they've learned, that application, and be able to utilize that in the near future, to be able to take credentials, whereas they can start their own photography business or their marketing, branding firm or what have you. And they got that exposure and experience at Bexar County Academy Public Charter School and Academy of Dallas Public Charter School. Share with us about some of the things that we're doing that surrounds academics and your emphasis or impact and focus for student learning and achievement.
We had started beginning of year working with, we knew that because of the pandemic, a lot of our students have fallen behind. So we were working with the RSSP, the Visitor Support Team, and CRIMSI and the TAs to close the learning gap of this. So we've been working with accelerated learning with the ACE program. It's our after-school program, which supports teachers with the academics and after school. They transition from the long day of the daily routine to the after school program to meet that need, to close that, to address students, help students close that learning gap in reading, math, and in science and social studies, especially in reading and math. We look at the data from test scores, benchmark scores, and we use that to determine who need to be in the after school program, what type of intervention need to be that's going to have a strong impact, that's going to help students succeed. And to get across that barrier, that challenge of falling behind, it's all about student success and what we can do as educators. We took an oath to serve, so that's what we're doing. We're being servants to our students and to our community, and these are our future leaders. So we have to make sure they are successful.
It's exciting to hear you talk about service, meaning that you are a servant leader, and servant leadership is critical in the work that we do. And I'm glad to hear you say that. I'm glad that those individuals that are watching this broadcast recognizes that not only you but myself, we are servants to the students, the parents, and the staff that we supervise. We're there to support, nurture, and encourage and develop those entrepreneurial and life skills, which is a part of our mission. Share with the audience more specifically about, we talked about the ACE program, which is our after-school program. I know that this is a free program that's offered at both districts, and that they're not only providing after school, but we also have summer enrichment. Mm-hmm. So share with the audience about the summer enrichment program as a part of the accelerated learning process.
With our summer enrichment program, we're focused on it's due to the ACE 21st Century grant, and it's focused on closing that learning gap. But it's not just focused on the academic part. It's the first 2 hours we're working on academics, strictly academics and reading and math, to make sure our scholars are catching up on the things they may have lost during time. But it's also including the extracurricular activities along with that, because we don't want students and teachers to be burned out. But so we have to do a merger. So what TA has developed and do on the ACE 21st is the merger between academics and extracurricular. So we got to touch on, this is dealing with that social emotional learning piece. So this is like all in one. So it's the academic piece is stressing on how we're going to meet student needs. What do we need? We're using the CRIMSI during the summer program. Also with the TEACS resource, the merger between them two, to successfully do the intervention for them students who may not pass the STAR test, or who didn't met that master's or meets level on the academics part. So we doing that, and also we making sure that it's fun to learn. See, we have to get back and making education fun, students learning fun, so they'll want to learn.
One of the things that is a district initiative is focused on mental health and wellness. And as a part of that, we are focused on social and emotional learning. And we currently have a platform that we're now utilizing called Rhythm. That will be utilized across both districts to basically get a gauge at how students are feeling at the beginning of the day. Because we recognize that students cannot learn if they're not mentally present.
Yes.
So we have to look at the whole child.
Yes.
In order to educate a child, we have to make sure that they're nurtured, they're fed, they're mentally ready to receive instruction. And that's critical for us as leaders for both districts to assure that our students are successful academically, but also for their mental and physical wellness and well-being. Talk to us about the athletic program, some of the things that are happening at both districts.
Well, we have a dynamic district athletic director. We both campuses, he's over both campuses, but we work with the Charter School League, and we are developing. We have our sports includes basketball, football, flag football, girls and boys volleyball, and soccer, pre-K through sixth grade soccer. The parents love when pre-K, so they wanted. That's one of the things. And one thing we're including this year is track and softball.
Oh, wonderful!
So we're at Bexar County, and both we develop a soccer. If you look at Bexar County, the exterior has changed. We're getting ready to have our field dynamics change to a soccer field, and it's more inviting. And both campuses working together to make sure our athletic department is successful. This is part of the things that parents are asking for.
Right.
And these, not just the parents, the students. And who have a better ear of their parents than the students?
Absolutely. Absolutely. They are the living, walking, breathing billboards for both districts. One thing that I am thrilled that we're doing, and you may mention of it, we're conducting, and we do this annually, a parent, teacher, as well as student satisfaction survey. So we're always making sure that we're reflective about our practice and trying to improve. So we're constantly and we're continually improving in our academics and our safety and security for our facilities. We're constantly making upgrades as it surrounds technology and also, bringing in new innovative enrichment activities such as the Alamo Arts Academy and NIFTY, which is Network for Teaching Entrepreneurship. And now we have Boss Club as well for entrepreneurship curriculum. So we're doing a number of things at both districts, and I'm excited that you and I together are working to make sure that these things are implemented and they're implemented with fidelity. What are some of the exciting things that you're looking forward to in the 22-23 school year?
As you mentioned, the Boss Club and NIFTY, the Boss Club for our younger babies, scholars. And the curriculum, we're just looking at the curriculum, new curriculum for guidelines for our students and how we can do that. But going forward is making sure that our student and parents are part of are more involved. Parent involvement is so essential to their child's learning. We are a team, and with the parents behind us and we're working together, their students, it's no choice. They're going to have to be successful. And one of the things I'm looking forward for next year is that we have a new computer labs in both campuses.
Yes.
And the students will be able to go on and and we're going to have a multimedia center.
Oh, I'm glad you mentioned that. And we're excited about that, yeah.
And this is where the students are going to get to go into the multimedia center and the computer lab and develop their craft. Learn a craft, develop it.
Absolutely.
And this is that skill they can take with them anywhere. And we want parent support. Parents are invited on both campuses to support and volunteer so they can see what's going on. Nothing's better than hands-on experience.
Most definitely. And what you said was significant. I want to emphasize this again. Parental involvement is essential. We are a team. We are a collaboration and a collaborative effort to assure that both districts, both campuses are receiving the best and the most qualified and quality education that can be provided within the state of Texas. Yes. And really nationally. We want to make sure that we're the best of the best. Yes, that is the ultimate goal for both Bexar County Academy and Academy of Dallas Public Charter Schools. It has been a phenomenal time working with you as network principal. We did hire a principal.
Yes.
And I'm looking forward to the opportunity to interview him at future broadcasts to share with him. But I wanted to close out this particular year because you have served both districts with such dignity. You've been very respectful. You've been a go-getter, and I want to commend you on a job well done.
Thank you, Dr. Williams. It's been on your guidance and leadership, so I appreciate it. And this has been a blessed time for me. It's a learning development time for me. And this is something you can never give back. This is a great joy.
It's been a joy for me to serve as your mentor, and I will continue to do that.
Yes, sir.
I'm not going anywhere anytime soon, and you're not either. So we'll be working together even more. There's 3 questions I'd like to ask you as we close out this broadcast. What motivates you?
My children, my faith in God, and knowing that I can make a difference.
Oh wow, that's good. I'm soaking all that in right now. How have you inspired others?
I guess I have inspired others to be with the staff is that they could do anything. By seeing me doing it, working hard, being there every day, not making excuses, it inspired my leaders to do the same thing, and the teachers. And not only that, the students, they can see that, hey, I talk about my journey to my doctoral, to get my doctorate with the students and explain the longevity of it, how no matter how long it takes, it's the perseverance. Mm-hmm. And if I can do it, they can do it. Same with the parents.
Absolutely. I think the modeling again and telling the story, being a testimonial to let them know not only the outcome, but the challenges and the successes as a part of that journey is extremely important to share. Final question. How have you transformed those districts you served?
Well, both districts, they transfer because before we was considered as individual school district. Now we're a unified district. We're speaking the same language. We're working together as a team. The teachers are working together as a team with lessons, developing strategies together to help students improve and closing that learning gap. And the leaders we're more of a family. We're a family now under your leadership and your direction. And it helped me not only transform, it helped me transform the minds of other education leaders that work at Bexar County Academy of Dallas. It had transformed my mind from the old traditional ways to a new, broader dimension of way of thinking. Because now we're more technical savvy. The students, the teachers, and that's what it's about. We got to keep up with where education is headed now. So the transformation is we transform the culture within for both campuses.
I think that's the word, the culture. That's right. Transform the way we do things.
Yes.
Right. Absolutely. That's a great end to a wonderful segment. Again, continue to motivate yourself through self-reflection. Inspire others to transform their mindsets for those desired outcomes. And remember, the genesis of change begins from within.